And there we go. She is good as new. Well, technically she was already as good as new when you brought her in. But now she's extra good. Premium good. Professionally observed and aggressively approved. Don't look at me like that. I know that look. That's the look you give me every time you need something that absolutely did not need on your car. Okay, that's unfair. Sometimes it needs things. Sometimes. Not today. Or last month. Or the month before that. Ugh. Wow. When you say it out loud, sounds like I'm a terrible mechanic. Good thing I'm an excellent mechanic. A terrible liar, but an excellent mechanic. You know, most customers are happy when I tell them there's nothing wrong. You get suspicious, which in hindsight is completely reasonable. Because this is the 4th time you brought this car to me for an issue that mysteriously vanished the second you arrived. It's almost like the car wasn't the issue. Nothing. Forget I said that. Actually, no. Don't forget it. I think that's kind of the problem. Okay. I need to tell you something. And if I don't say it now, I'm probably going to spend another 6 months inventing mechanical emergencies. Which is getting difficult. Do you have any idea how reliable your car is? It's infuriating. I keep opening the hood hoping for something. Anything. And every time it's just perfect. It's like it's mocking me. You could have helped me out a little bit. One loose hose. One suspicious noise. Something. But no! You've got an automatic equivalent to a golden retriever. Friendly, dependable, impossible to justify repeated visits for. Ugh! See? You're laughing. This is exactly why this became a problem. You're always laughing, smiling, being nice. And do you know how dangerous that is for someone like me? Because there's the thing. People think confidence is universal. Oh, she's a mechanic. She works with tools. She tells customers what's wrong all day. Sure. Cars? Easy. People? Absolutely terrifying. A transmission makes sense. Feelings are just mechanical failures no one can diagnose. That's probably the least romantic sentence ever spoken. And somehow it gets worse. Because every time you come in here, I tell myself, I was going to talk to you normally. You know, just normal conversation. No weirdness, no panic. And then you show up. And somehow, I forget how to speak words, how to make them work. Which is impressive, considering words are the most of my job after the fixing part. You always remembered my name, and you asked how my week was. And you brought me coffee that one morning because you noticed I looked exhausted. Do you know how long I thought about that? Don't answer. That number is embarrassing. Very embarrassing. God, listen to me. I sound like a teenager. I've rebuilt engines. I've worked 12-hour shifts. I've negotiated with suppliers. You know, bartering. And somehow one nice person asking about my day turns me into an idiot. It is humiliating. But also kind of nice. Because for a long time I didn't think anyone would ever look at me that way. You know? Grease-stained overalls, oil under the fingernail, hair that refuses to cooperate. Usually, I'm too busy working to worry about any of that. But then I'd catch myself wondering what you thought when you looked at me. Which is a terrible development. Absolutely terrible. Because I started looking forward to seeing you. And then I started making excuses. Better check the brakes. The brakes were fine. Let's inspect that old suspension. Suspension was perfect. Need a follow-up appointment. For what? I don't know. It's emotional damage that I was causing myself, apparently. And every time you came back, I'd get another hour, another conversation, and another chance to pretend I wasn't completely gone for you. Until I realized something. The reason I kept finding excuses to fix your car was because I couldn't find an excuse to ask you out. Yeah, that's it. That's the big confession. Your mechanic has committed acts of emotional incompetence for over a year. Not exactly my finest work. Even though, in my defense, you are very distracting. No. Hold on. You knew? Since when? The free inspections. Okay. That is very fair. Looking back, that was pretty suspicious. I charged everyone else. Of course you'd figure it out. I'm an idiot. Wait. You kept coming back on purpose? Even when you knew your car was fine. Oh. Well. That certainly explains a few things. We've really been waiting for this time, haven't we? Not that I mind. Actually, I kinda loved every minute of it. You know, if we're being honest, I'd rather spend time with you when neither of us has to pretend it's about the car. And no inspection, or excuses, or fake problems. Just you and me. Maybe dinner, or coffee. Somewhere without a hydraulic lift. Yeah. I was hoping you'd say that. Though, fair warning. If we date using your mechanic discount. I'm kidding. The mechanic discount becomes the partner discount. It's exactly the same discount. Just with a lot more reasons for me to smile when you walk through the door. And for the record, your car is perfectly fine. I checked several times for completely professional reasons.